Good morning, everybody. It's your friend Rick W. It's December 19th, 2016. All right, today I want to talk to you guys about thinking outside the box. And you got to look at these instruments being used to steal your income as criminal instruments. They're forged instruments they're called incomplete written instruments. And they're forgeries. If you look up forgery in New York State and probably every state in the United States, so please don't give me, does this work where I live? A forgery is a forgery. So an incomplete written instrument is an instrument that is missing a required signature or something that would make it complete. So I could tell you in New York here, their support orders are required under Family Court Act 439 to be signed by a judge, because we know that they're not part of the courts. These support magistrates, they're non-judicial court employees, because it's a scam. They're pretending to be judges. So if you look up New York State trial court rules 205.32, it states in plain English that they're non-judicial court employees. So what they do is they hold this scam hearings, and what they do is, see, you're bombarded with all kinds of presumptions, and presumptions are not evidence. It's just they're basically like accusations. Like, you're an obligor. Well, they'll send a letter out to your job, an income withholding order, saying, a court issued a support order that you're required to pay child support, and then they call you an obligor. Well, we know it wasn't the court that issued it, because it was a support hearing. So a support hearing is an expedited process under 45 CFR 303.101. Then it's conducted by a non-judicial court employee. Okay, so right there we got two things that are non-judicial. All right, but then under Family Court Act 439, it states that any determinations by a support magistrate without a judge confirmation is without force. Go look it up. It's very important that you look this up in New York State. Now, I'm pretty sure in every other state, well, not every other state, every state, that they're basically the same laws. You just got to do a little digging, all right? But what I'm telling you is that you're a victim of a crime. So I've done this already. Okay, I did a video back in August. Let me show you. All right, this video, family court orders without a signature of a clerk or by a clerk, my bad grammar, are void judgments. Now, what's a void judgment? A void judgment is it's a forgery. A void judgment is it appears to be legal, but it has no legal force. It's a nullity. And you can never make a void judgment legally binding instrument. And what happens is they bombard us with all these presumptions but you have to object, and you're fighting all these people. And by the time you get around, like myself, it took me 4 years. By the time you get to the end, they've already collected from me $143,000, and 66% of that is $95,000. So they won. They won. So that money is never going to be returned back to the federal government. So they got me. But what I want to, what we have to start thinking of is, you got to look at these people as criminals. And you really have to start thinking about filing a complaint with the police department. Even, you just go there or write a letter, certified mail, to the commanding officer. What you're doing is you're getting it on record. Okay? And what I did was I created, hold on a second here. Well, let me show you here a definition. Incomplete instrument. Incomplete instrument is a sign writing, the contents of which show that at the time of signing it is incomplete, but that the signer intended it to be completed by the addition of words or numbers. An incomplete instrument can be issued by the signer or any other person when the words or numbers are added to it. Now, that's what they're doing with the support order here in New York. So they're doing that by claiming, well, the judge has to sign it. It's never ever signed. When I met with this attorney last week, I said to her, I go, these support orders are never signed by a judge, and then they're sent to child support, and they're supposed to be signed by a judge. And she says, you're right. I was waiting for her to, I've got into a couple of debates with attorneys when I was trying to, hire an attorney, and they just show their ignorance by going, well, they could still issue, and then I wind up getting into not an argument, but like it's not a good way to start off a relationship or a possible relationship when you're debating a lawyer. And remember, lawyers, they don't like being told what to do. Yesterday, my video with the dismissal PDF that I made that you guys can download from Google Drive. And, well, I had an attorney from Illinois make a comment, and after I basically rebutted him, I basically said to him, I go, listen, this works. I go, your office would never use this because it'd be a quick remedy, and you wouldn't be able to bill your clients at thousands of dollars, because that's what these lawyers do. They never go for the quick fix. They just keep dragging it on and dragging it on. And he took the comment down. So that was a nice sign. Getting back, we go. Penal law, New York State. Forgery, definitions. Okay, now look. Forgery, definitions. A complete written instrument is a legal instrument. All right, I'm going to look at incomplete written instrument. It means one which contains some matter by way of content or authentication, but which requires additional matter in order to render it a complete written instrument. All right. So we already have a support order that's not signed by a judge, all right, when it's supposed to be. Now, the signature by the judge is what makes it a judicial instrument, which makes it issued by the judicial branch, but it never is. So it's a scam. That's why you have to file an objection, and the objection goes to the judge. So that dismissal document that I made, it's going to be sent to the support magistrate or whatever they're called wherever you live, and then when they deny or dismiss it, then you're going to file an immediate objection to a judge, and then if he does his dismisses it, then you got to file an appeal. But you're getting the process going. Okay, so now what's another incomplete written instrument? The IWO, the income withholding order. Okay, now I know in New York State here, it's never signed on the back. There's a box where it says judicial officer issuing, and it's supposed to be signed. It's never signed. So that makes it an incomplete written instrument. And these these payrolls and all these jobs you work for, city, state, county, they don't ever look to authenticate. They never get in touch with them and say, yeah, but who's the judge that issued this? They never do that. And I know I got into a war with my pension system about this, and that's another battle. Like I'm looking to get back every penny that they sent, because they were playing dumb. But they all cooperate with each other, which is a conspiracy. Now, it's a conspiracy. So, what you can do is this. I'm going to show you what I did. Hold on a second here. All right. Now, this is the criminal complaint that I drew up, that I was going to give to the police department. And I probably will at a later date. Right now, I'm still dealing with these people a little bit. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm just enjoying waking up, not having to worry about my property being stolen. You guys saw that my income was returned that they stole from Social Security. I got a letter from Social Security on Saturday telling me that it's going to stop. So right now I'm enjoying waking up and not having to fight somebody. But anyway, I'm going to leave this in the description section. Now what I want you to do is I want you to look at it. And I want you to read it. It's 20 pages. It's very well done. You remember, I like to over-explain things. And the reason I do that is because when I was a police officer, you had to over-explain things. Because, one, when I made an arrest, I usually had to worry about my stupid sergeant looking to shit can my collar. So I had to get my story right for him. Then I had to talk to a district attorney on a video, like a conference thing, and I had to get it past he or she. And then if I got it past them, then I had to testify in grand jury. And then after that, I might have to testify at a probable cause hearing. So you have to think to cover, all bases. So that's what happens here. Now, right in here, look what I got here. Family Court Act 460. 460 in New York State, Family Court Act 439. 460 also shows that it's supposed to be signed by a clerk and recorded in the clerk's office. Remember we were talking about that? Now also, 28 USC, remember I keep telling you guys, we even got it covered on the federal end. So every writ or order from a court is supposed to be signed by a clerk, or it's a void judgment, incomplete. So you're going to read this, and you can craft your own complaint. And what you do is you're going to send this also to your pension system or your payroll or whoever's obliging these incomplete written instruments. You let them know that they're participating in a crime, and that if they don't correct it, you might consider filing a police report against them. Now I'm not. Also, be careful. I don't want anybody losing their jobs over this, but you have to think outside the box, guys, because we're dealing with a conspiracy here. Think about it. You got everybody cooperating with it. They're all cooperating with each other over there. Okay? A fake judge is issuing a support order that's not signed by a judge. Then he or she takes it, sends it directly to the support collection people. The support collection people, they never say, oh, wait a second, send it back. It's not signed by a judge. We can't enforce it. No, they don't care. Then they take it. Then they send it to all your income sources because we were dumb enough to give them our information. This is why you're not supposed to give your information to these people and your social security number. You're supposed to withhold this stuff. So then they send it to your payroll. And if you have a job with the city, state, county, or, a big job. One guy, a friend of mine in Jersey that I communicate, he works for Dish. And, Dish is a big company, Dish Satellite. And I guarantee you they're all in on it. And I bet you they're under the assumption that if they don't participate and oblige these income withholding orders, they could be fined. It's a big scam. But I want you to look at this. All right, it's very well done, and you could send it to. You could also send it to the police department through the mail where you live. That you let them know that you're being a victim. You're getting the ball rolling, especially if they're threatening to arrest you. All right, I had a lot of information here. I couldn't cover it all in 15 minutes, so I'm going to leave it up to you guys to look at it. It'll be in the description section, and this is also good information. So you know how to articulate it in any future letters. Okay? All right, I'm going to say goodbye to you guys. I hope this helped a few people. Bye-bye.